Chinese President Xi Jinping has urged Hong Kong to prioritize containment measures as COVID-19 case numbers explode and threaten to overwhelm the territory's hospitals. The financial hub is wary of further restrictions, with its economy having already taken quite a hit.
As far as Hong Kong is concerned,
it's the kind of misalignment that's been unusual in recent years. President Xi saying one thing while Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam seems to indicate another. After all, China's leader is quoted as saying Hong Kong must mobilize all power and resources to take all necessary measures to ensure the safety and health of the Hong Kong people. Lam appears to back a relaxation of the COVID measures.
I will have to say it very clearly that we have no plans for any widespread city lockdown as you have seen in some of the other places.
This apparent loosening would come as infections here are on the rise. Hospitals are overwhelmed with little room to accommodate patients. The territory hit a new record high in daily case numbers on Monday. Queues to get tests are often long. Yet Hong Kong has come far since the start of the pandemic. One reflection of this is in the economy, which has returned to growth. This year, economists expect Hong Kong's GDP to rise 2 to 3%. Whether Xi's latest words will force a reversal in Hong Kong remains to be seen, but as always, it's a balance between new measures to reduce the strain on hospitals and staying open, keeping the territory on the path to economic recovery.
DW correspondent Zhou Zhanghan joins me from Taipei. Zhou, let's start with the situation in Hong Kong. The city was following mainland China's zero COVID plan, but it now appears overwhelmed. How have things gotten so dramatic?
Well, the first reason is Omicron. Hong Kong, as an important international transportation hub, may be able to prevent other strains of the virus, but not infectious Omicron. The increase in congregate activities during Chinese New Year was also an important factor in the major outbreak. Another obstacle is the city's vaccination rate, which is low compared with many developed countries. Only 70% of residents are fully vaccinated, and less than half of the elderly in Hong Kong are vaccinated. We know Hong Kong now follows the zero COVID policy, as you mentioned, from mainland China, but it's more difficult for Hong Kong to carry out closed management. These are the difficult situations that Hong Kong has to face.
Now, those comments from Xi Jinping coming after Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam recently said, quote, "We have no plans for any widespread city lockdown, as you have seen in some of the other places." That appears to be a reference to mainland China. Clearly, there are tensions about the best way forward between Hong Kong and China.
Yes, if you look at what Xi Jinping said earlier, you will know that his words is very strong. This like top-down instructions to ask the Hong Kong officials to stop the epidemic. But if you ask the patriotic politicians now in Hong Kong, they will say that Xi Jinping just expressed his care for the people of Hong Kong and gave important instructions on supporting Hong Kong in the fight against the epidemic. But given the political situation now in Hong Kong, the government is stuck between more voices urging them to live with the virus and the zero COVID policy that central government forced them to abide by. With Xi Jinping's top-down words, the paradox is more obvious than before.
All right, we should note patriotic lawmakers here means those who sympathize more with mainland China. So what does this mean for Hong Kong as a financial center when there is this kind of dispute between both sides?
Both the American Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong and the European Chamber of Commerce have recently reported that Hong Kong's COVID prevention measures have aggravated the brain drain of international talent and the withdrawal of foreign investment. And the European Chamber of Commerce even said that Hong Kong's locked up may last until 2024. This would mean a wave of withdrawal of capital, seriously threatening Hong Kong's status as an international financial center.
All right, so Zhang Han in Taipei, thank you very much.